tankers, welcome back to my videos. I'm Blitz, and today I'm going over the AMX 1390. This is a tier 8 autoloader light tank. It's such a little blast, but real quick before I want to get into this video, I want to say that this video was actually made for a subscriber of mine. He wasn't sure how to run the vehicle. I made a video on it in rating battles, and I said this is the best vehicle to run. And he purchased it and he wasn't doing great in it, so I just wanted to help him out and help you guys out, maybe learn how to run light tanks, especially clipper light tanks, because they're such a blast to run if you know how to run them right. Also, we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. We just passed 700 and we're already sitting at like 715 now. By the time you're watching this video, it might be 730. And it's really, our channel's grown so much that it's quite amazing that you guys have helped me all this way through my journey. So if you guys would like to help me out and hit that 1,000 subscribers, I really would appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. However, let's get stuck into this replay. Now you can see this is on Vineyards, and I have pushed this vehicle. I was in that spot back there behind the bush. And you saw I immediately rushed up, and the reason was because I noticed their lineup. I saw they had quite a bit of heavies, and I realized as soon as my team had gotten into position and I hadn't spotted anyone, that I knew they were not going to be pushing that way. So I immediately rushed over to the, the right side of the building, and then rushed over to this area because I know that I would have spotted them crossing the sides. And you immediately saw me spot the T-34. I spotted quite a few vehicles, and that's how it really worked out. It worked out pretty well. And you can see I am only 189 meters away from that AMX AC-48. However, he's not spotting me until I shoot, which is just amazing how good this tank's camera rating is. It really just amazes me that I can sit in a spot like this and not actually be detected by tanks that are, 200 meters away, which is just spectacular. That 49, if I were in any medium, a Type 59, that 44, I would have been spotted right here. However, I'm not, and because of that, I can just sit here freely, boom, slam that shell right in that 49. That's how we get spotted. It wasn't even the just pulling out that got us spotted. It was actually shooting. That's how good this tank's camo is. Unfortunately, our team is not doing spectacular. We're down an M6 experimental, and our 44 has been cleared. However, their team is doing worse. They're already down a Mod 1, an AC, and a 49. However, that 49 was stopped. But you can see, boom, we slam a shell into that 34. This tank actually has very nice accuracy on the move. The dispersion is not spectacular at .344. It's about the same dispersion as, I think it's about the same as an IS tank. However, this tank has a very nice aiming circle, so the dispersion may be bad, but you can easily shoot on the run, and the aiming circle never really gets big, and the aiming time is only 1.72 seconds, which is very, very quick. You can see it's already aimed in completely. And you see me how I flank this KV-4 right there? That is pretty much the main job of a clipper tank, or any light tank. You don't want to run a light tank to spot. You can sure spot at the beginning. You saw I did spot at the beginning. But the main thing I do in a light tank is when I spot, I'm doing it for me. I sometimes do it for the team, but it's usually for my benefit, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the knowledge of where the enemy's pushing to figure out where their tank destroyers are sitting. And if I can figure out where their tank destroyers are sitting, and I can get behind their tank destroyers and, isolate them from their team, they're going to die. There's nothing they can do if they don't have a turret. Even the, E4 against the Batchat, if the Batchat gets behind the E4, it still can't turn that turret past 90 degrees, which means you'll easily take care of that E4. So the main job of a clipper tank is you want to get to the butt of somebody. Usually you want to get behind the tank destroyers, but you saw I got behind that KV-4, and you can easily just clip, bam, 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 get out of there because they're not quick enough to turn, or you can stay behind them if there's no team there. And that's really how you want to run this type of vehicle. And I'll get into the second replay on mines that you'll see will be a little bit better. And you could say, well, I make these games look easy because I play 100 games in this tank and I pull out the best ones I get and I pull out the ones with the masteries. And that is somewhat true, but really I only played, I'd say, about 10 games in this tank to pull out the games you are seeing, these 2 games. So really, it's not a very hard tank to run. You can see I pushed this vehicle super aggressive up here because, again, I paid attention to the team lineup. You always want to pay attention to the enemy lineup. And this RE251 is not the greatest player, which really helps me out here, but what I'm doing As you can see, if I pause real quick, I've positioned my vehicle in a way to where that SU-122-44 could shoot that RU-251 if he were to push on me, and I'm using that to my advantage here. I'm going to track this RU so he can't be able to get that shot in, track him one more time, and place the final shell into his track wheel. That way he can't move, and what that's doing is it's still giving me time. I'm hoping that SU would be helping me out, but unfortunately he's not really paying attention to me. I noticed that AMX behind me, and I pretty much figure out that I can take a shell to clear this RU. Gonna track him one last time, and bam, slam the shell right into his tank. This KV-3 over here is actually pretty impressive, the shot he pulls off, because I couldn't even see his tank, so there must have been some part of me sticking out. He might have actually hit the cupola, which is just super impressive, to be honest. I do give him credit. However, this AMX is not being super impressive, pretty much ditched his team, and is going to die very quickly. You can see again, boom, we get one shell into this AMX. Are we going to be able to get a second? Yes, we do get one more. And yeah, if any of you guys had questions on how to run this vehicle, I hope this does clarify it. Really what you want to do in it is, this isn't a team-based vehicle. What you do is you first spot, you want to know where the enemy is going, you want to make a judgment and a prediction at the beginning of the game, and with that prediction is pretty much your life, because where you push, you want to get around that map very quickly, because I know that that KV-3 spotted me before that. That's why you can see me backing up here. I know that they usually will have that RHM sitting in the back, and since he was spotted back there, I know he's sitting there. And even if he wasn't spotted, I'd still take that guess and try and figure out where he'd be sitting. But because I wasn't spotted when I ran across there, I waited until my camo reset. I knew I wasn't spotted. Boom, boom, boom. Clipped him out, just like I said. Push it on the heavies when they're not paying attention to you. And you can easily kill people like that. Another great thing about these light tanks is that they actually distract quite a few people. If you are running a tank like this, or like a tier 10 Batchat, and there's a 183, even though the 183 is going to have a harder time penetrating that hesh on you in the Batchat, because the Batchat actually has funky armor towards high explosive, that 183 is still probably going to target you, or an E4 or any tank destroyer is going to target you, or even most heavies will. So what you can do with the Batchat is you can push it in a position to where the enemy team is so focused on you that your team can actually steamroll right through them and just shoot them one after another, right through the turret. It works usually very well in the Batchat. Now you can see here, we've already picked up 3283 damage. Boom, 3,500 on the dot. Are we going to be able to get a bit more out? You can see here now I'm going to use this Dead Jagdpanther 2's hull to hide my hull. And this tank is just so small. Look at it compared to this Jagdpanther 2. Like, it's not even a comparison, and that's what makes it so great. This tank isn't really spectacular unless you play it well. You can't, just push up against the mediums and beat them. You can't. It doesn't have enough damage per minute. If I go into Blitz Hanger real quick, I'll tell you how much damage per minute it has. It only has 1,869, which is just, it's not really a damage per minute that's going to be able to fight, let's say, I don't know, a Panzer 58. The Panzer 58 is sitting at 2,300, almost 2,400 damage per minute. That's 500 more. You're not able to take out a tank that has 500 more damage per minute than you. It's just not going to happen. So what you want to do is you want to flank the heavies, the tanks that can't hit you. You wait until they shoot, you push on them, and then you clear them. And you can see this game, it worked spectacularly. We even cleared the light tanks. We got a mastery. We got every award you'd want. But again, I really want to make this clear. Don't rush light tanks in this vehicle. It's not meant for killing lights, because lights that don't have a clip are going to be able to keep up with you, and that's the same with any normal medium. The AMX 1390 and most of the Batchat light tanks are not super quick. They have very good traverse speed and very good effective power to weight ratio, but the tank only goes, let me see, it will tell me on the website, but it doesn't really have a great top speed. I think it's around 66, which means that you're not able to escape, a Type 59 that easily, or a tank like the Lorraine. If you have a Lorraine against you, or a CDC, that's a great example. The CDC will easily kill your AMX 1390 without even a problem. And it's really, that's the main issue. Yeah, the AMX 1390 only goes 64 forwards, which means that mostly any medium tank can keep up with it. It is a very hard target to hit, but if it does hit, it will hurt, and that's the same for any tank destroyer. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you'd like to join my Discord or subscribe to me, please help me out. I'll leave my Discord in the link below. I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support me, help me get more tanks into my account. Other than that, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.